place in the middle of the city at the least possible rent. She said, it's okay, don't pay deposit as well. No problem, as long as you guys are happy, no problem. You can't believe it. Yes, but it happened. So then that was one of our milestones in that year. And then after 1 year, on March 12th, the same day when we promised, my parents came to office. We said, small puja hai office mein, just come and then see what you like and stuff like that. Puja came, they saw, like, good, nice office. And my mom's still waiting for me to tell her that is it possible or not. Office to liya, theek hai, let's see. And they go back home. And when they went back home, we usually park the car right in front of our house. There's a guy who comes, he's like, he's parked the car there. So my dad is like, no, my daughter's getting the car back, can you please move it? He's like, no, I've come to pick you up. So, and it was a Mercedes car, okay? So they're like, to where, your daughter send the car, we'll take the car on rent for 8 hours thing. So she's asked us to pick you up. So they're zonked. My dad calls me, what's wrong with you? What's happening? I said, just follow his instructions, that's it. So they come in the car to Royal Orchid Hotel, which is one of the 5-star hotels, where we have organized like a huge dinner for everybody who's been part of our 1-year journey. Our clients, our support system, our coaches, the trainers, the mentors, everybody, And we had the best people on that table, and my mom was in tears. She couldn't believe it. She said, first of all, you send me Mercedes car to pick me up. I've never seen a Mercedes in my life. And I'm sitting inside that. And now you tell me that, okay, so many people are there and all of them are, we didn't even let my parents talk. Everybody's standing up by themselves and then talking about, in the last 1 year, these guys did that, we're happy for them and stuff like that. So my parents are in tears and my mom couldn't say a word. She started crying and she had to stand up. She's like, no, that's it. I can't say anything. So that's how my first year journey was. I might be taking more time and I'm just going on and on because this is the best, that 1 year was the defining moment for my life. It taught me that I can go to any level to make this happen. I can do anything, not earn money, not eat good food, not, it's almost like those filmy railway station moments. Bangalore railway stations are not so common, so I think I just didn't do that. But apart from that, everything else, because I just knew this is my baby. I think entrepreneurship is a big word, literally, even in, to put it down, to break it down to simple terms for us, for people without a business background, for people without an education background of a business is just doing what you love doing and earning money from it. Is there a problem? Never. I don't think there's any better model than this. As long as you have that calling saying that, man, I want to make this happen, things will fall into place for you to make this happen. Just trust yourself, leave yourself out in the open saying that God will take care of you. I mean, in whatever force you believe in, brother. For young, old, I don't think we need to define entrepreneurship with an age number. It's about you, your heart and your calling. That's all to it, So that's my journey. That was the first year, and second, third year just followed accordingly. We moved from, 50 clients. First year, I think we just had about 10, 12 clients to 50 to 100, and it multiplies. It won't add up. It will multiply, and then here I am after 4.5 years, or rather 5 years this March, with another city. A city like Mumbai. Humongous it is, when I'm there, it is larger than life, the whole city. But here, I am ready to take on other city and many cities to come. It just won't stop with Mumbai. Just because I believed that it is possible to do this. Never had a choice rather, So my only message out of the entire thing, is to just go for it. Every time you give yourself that one chance, maybe I'll sit with this pen and paper and put it down what I really like. You're just pushing your dream one step away like this, physically, literally. So however small as, I was so happy when that lady came on stage to take the award from the Mr. NR and that, catering service, we them and say, you also started one more, is it? Kind of thing. But as long as you think that works for you, please do it. You know, let's just go for it. As simple as a tailoring unit to what you want, let's just do it. I mean, as she said, women are very, very, very powerful. Let's use our strength. You know, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for the time.
Now I know what it means when I'm bringing a smile on people's face. I was like, okay, let me imagine. Now I know exactly what it means. Now with this, we move on to, absolutely amazing. Just the panelist just for me.
Sure, yes, right. Yeah. So, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, and I think you've heard like two wonderful things that like we were discussing and joking around in the room here, saying I'm sandwiched in between. Right, age-wise. So my story is a little different, and how do I start? I mean, till 4 years ago, for me, I didn't want to be called my father's daughter. Okay, so for me, my journey has been this, you call it a silver spoon in the mouth or a golden spoon, I don't care. For me, it was a lot of correct behavior from childhood. We come from a family of IAS officers, lawyers, whoever, so right from the villages to the palaces, we've been there. And all the time it was like, Nimbakili and Martadara. So I was like, I have a name, my name is Yashaswini. And they would be like, yeah, whatever. So, so you're always somebody's daughter, and that was, so when I was growing up, I wanted to do something different on my own, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, right? So, I took up commerce. In our families, we either had to take engineering or become a doctor. We had no other choice. And as ladies, we're given the education opportunity. If you didn't like both, it was arts. So you had to do Carnatic music, Hindustani music. So I've done all of that, right? We learned Bharatanatyam and, Mangalu classical, Tarare, very good. And, so you did all of that, but then what did I want to do? No clue, right? So then I said, I don't know what I want to do, but I know what I don't want to do. Right? So the only stream that was open to me was commerce. So I took up commerce, and it created such a huge issue. It's like, did your daughter score low marks? And we come from this family, right? So it's like, and all of that. I'm like, no, I stood third in the class. What the hell is wrong with you? Why commerce and all of that? But I liked it because, one, I don't think I liked cutting animals and doing all the frog stuff. And engineering didn't just get into my head. So I said, okay, let's do commerce, right? So I did commerce, and then what? And then I realized that I like to hang around with people, like to interact with people. So like all cliches, I picked up HR as a career. And I remember, I think I've been very lucky in my career. So I was an employee for about 10 years. I got posted in headquarters all the time. So we got to meet a lot of senior people, and I think sometimes we forget the invisible ladders, but those invisible ladders are your family, are the senior people that you meet, because without them, you're nothing. So because I was stationed in HQ all the time, we kind of learned a lot more. I started managing countries just in my second year in my experience. So here I was a young girl doing appraisals, and performance management of Singapore, Malaysia, and India. So I was like, yeah, so what's your score? And they would be like, what's my salary increase? And I'm like, yeah, we'll come to that. We have to normalize performance in the company. So all the jargons that we kind of learned, I was given this opportunity to go out there and do the countries. And then I did that, and then moved on to actually a group of companies, which was, so this was traditionally an IT company, Bangalore IT jobs, no-brainer. That's where we all land up, right? From there we moved to Velankani, which is like a diverse set of companies. So there I got to interact with a food catering business, a construction business, an IT business, a hedge fund business. So that gave me an opportunity to interact with the board members, with what is a strategy, what is a vision. Because till such time it's all these pieces of paper on the wall. and value systems, so they're like, yeah, whatever, right? So actually, that gave me an exposure to this because traditionally we're never exposed to businesses or families, right? And then this thing hit me saying, if I'm working so hard for somebody else, why don't I work hard for myself? Right? So then I said, then I have to go and study. So because we always feel we lack something, right? And let's go, like she said, and I so agree with her. Okay, I'm going to do it like tomorrow, but first let me go and study something. And so I had to resign from a lot of forums, and then Infosys happened, right? They wanted somebody to come and set up this. Today you heard Anand talking about the 3-tier leadership. That for every position they have 3 people ready. So that was my assignment in Infosys, saying, how do you get leadership, the leadership pipeline? And I had to set it up for, you saw Progeon, which was the BPO unit. So we had to pretty much do it for the vice presidents and onwards. So that was my role there. And I did it for about 1.5 years, not as an employee, but as a consultant, because I wanted to see how it felt of not being. So I wasn't as bold as her. I just wanted to take it like a step at a time. So, because I was in HR, right? In HR, you're surrounded by employees, you're surrounded by employee behavior. And to suddenly say that now you have to be an entrepreneur for an HR person is like, it's difficult, okay? So anyway, so I did that, and then I went back. I said, hey, you pretty much survived for a year. Why didn't you start your own company? I said, I have no capital. And if I'm going to ask for capital,